All right, everyone. We are here looking at, some of you knew what it was before I even turned the box lid over, the refit. This is the 1/1000 scale. It's the same scale as my first version of the Akira. Okay? And I walked off to go get that. It's the same scale as this. So you can see the difference in the size of the ships. Saucers are almost the same size in real life. But that's where it stops. The Akira is far more heavily armed. Okay? But anyhow, getting into this. Why is this in front of me? Why is this in front of us? Why are we looking at this? Quadcopter rotors. It's in front of us because I'm building it before the Akira. Reason being is the Akira is an expensive model. It's resin, it's expensive. I'm comfortable with what I need to do with it, but I haven't done it in a long time. And if I'm going to make any mistakes, I want to make mistakes on this, which is a $15, $20 kit, not a $300 kit. So I'm going to start with this guy right here. I am going to light it up some because I'm lighting that Akira. I don't know if I'm going to go all out with position lights and all that fun stuff. I'm definitely not going to worry about getting the deflector dish to go from yellow to blue and all that stuff. That's when you build the 1/350 scale one. You know, get the torpedo tubes working and all that. Yeah, you're gonna build that. Yes, this no. Okay, like the impulse crystals is definitely going to get lit. That sort of thing. Let's take a look at what this is. Let's see what's in here. Some of you have seen it before. Some of you have not. I have not. I haven't looked at it with a critical eye. None of that. So, let's get started on this, shall we? Got a timer going, so I know how much time we spent. Okay, first thing, tearing this apart. I can already tell I got the saucer put together wrong. Got it out of the bag. Saucer goes together like this. And I've seen video, oh, it is a snap kit. If I push that together too hard, it is going to pop. One of the things I'm noticing is there is, yeah, let me put it where you guys can see it, no windows along the edge of that saucer. That's where all the windows are on this thing. There are windows on the top edge along here, however. We do have windows along there. But there are no windows on the edge of the saucer, so that's going to get to be fun to drill out. And some of them are oval, some of them are circular by looking at the box art. And I'm not going to try to be accurate with it. I'm just going to do it. Nice base. I can use the base. I'll have to do some changes to the base. I may not use the base if I think I can't do the changes. Here's the clear parts. We have the impulse. We have the impulse crystal. We have the warp nacelles. And it looks like we have something else too. We have a couple other parts too. I will see what they are as I get going on this. We have 3 or 4 clear parts. It's nice to have clear parts on something you might want to light up. We have a bag of other parts here. And I don't think this is a very detailed model. And I'm afraid it might be impossible to do the position lights. Not impossible, just really difficult. Simply because of the limited space for wiring in this. I'm probably going to have to get tricky with the wiring. The secondary hull does have windows on it, as you can see along here. Engineering hull. Sorry, I got to call it by the proper things. It does have windows on it. That's good. Oh boy. Warp nacelles do not have the cutouts for the clear. So you get to have some fun with that. They were only lit on one side, so the clear only goes on one side. So there's going to be some fun there. The pylons are 2 pieces, which is good if you want to light. There is room to run wiring up in there. Happy to see that. The neck for the saucer has windows, so that'll be easy to deal with. I know where the windows go. The bridge is there. Let me take a look at the bridge. Doesn't look like there's any windows on that bridge. It does. There is a lounge on the back of that. The lower sensor array is here, and it looks like if I put some good LEDs in there, it will light up on the bottom of that. It looks like that can be done, but it looks like it's in a weird position when you look at it. I'll have to look and see exactly what's going on with that. Okay, the main reason we're building this is what's in this bag here. Let me take it over to my knife station and open it. Unknife it. Yeah, right. Okay, the other reason I'm doing this is wallpaper decals. I've never put a huge number of decals on something before, and I want to get some experience with that before I go too far. Now, I'm wondering if this, there is a window guide on the saucers. So I got a window guide for the saucers on the decals. So what I can do is copy that, make paper guides, and then I know how to drill. I'll have to take it downstairs. The copier's downstairs. But we definitely have a nice set of decals here. And this is the other reason I'm doing it, so I can do a completely covered in decal ship before I do that Akira and see what's going on. Alright, so there's a look what's in the box. Up first, I need to figure out what I'm doing and what's possible and what's not. If those pylons are thick enough, it might be possible to run some position lights up in them. I know this thing had some pretty good position lights on it, and I can look and see what they look like online pretty quickly. Nice texture on there, yeah. That's good. That's going to be fun to deal with. Anyhow, let me get started. I'll come back with anything interesting and show you. I'm going to start drilling holes, basically. That's all I'm doing at the beginning. I got to drill holes. I got to figure out how to fill the holes in, too. I got a couple ideas there. What some people do is they use something like canopy glue. Okay, I don't have canopy glue. I can get it, but my favorite replacement for canopy glue is Micro Crystal Clear. I know this is used in train stuff, but this makes windows fairly well. I did it on the protector. Okay? And another way, and I've been thinking about a few different ways of dealing with this. Another way is I want to see if I can pour some really thin resin and glue it on the back, because it'll look better. But I don't know if I'm going to do that. In either case, this thing gets painted first before you're going to glue anything together. So, before you put your windows in. So, I got to drill holes, get that idea done first. I can see I'm going to have some fun with the windows on this thing simply because of the location of where some of these snap points are. And the windows might actually have to go across snap points. But it shouldn't be too hard to light the saucer up. The other thing I need to do is evaluate these guys. Remember, I bought these at Target in the after Christmas sale for $2 a box. And I have an awful lot of boxes of these, because at $2 a box, I spent like 20 bucks and got 10 boxes. Okay? So I got to evaluate these and see how these work as well. Because if I can cut them apart and use them at a lower voltage than what they're set for 4.5 volts. That would be wonderful. If I can cut them apart and throw a resistor on them to get them at a different voltage, that's even more wonderful. And we're done talking about this and ready to get going on it. So I'm going to go. I'll be back again and let you know if there's anything I need to do. Talk to you later. Okay, everyone, this is a Tamiya Handy drill. Wonderful if you got to drill a lot of holes. It's designed for working on models. It's slow spinning. It's not like a Dremel, and it does a good job, as you can see on the neck. Just made short work of those. It took about 5 minutes. Okay? Top of the saucer section, we got those. I'm not sure if that's a window or not. I know some of you know. I will look it up, because while I'm doing this faster than I'm posting videos. But we had some problems on the engineering hole because we had some oval windows, and on the back side there are these big pieces of plastic. So I'm going to have to fill in some of these holes and fix them. That's good. That's good practice for me making mistakes. That's what this model's about. Me making mistakes and correcting them. Okay? So we're good there. I need to check and see. I think the arboretum is right here. Arboretum. And we have glass for that. It looks like we do. And if I do have glass windows for that, and I'm pretty sure I do, yes we do, in the kit, that means I can build a little tiny arboretum to go inside there. Okay? Which will be fun to build. But at least you'll be able to see something if you look in there. I also need to see what's going on the back here. I'm pretty sure there is a window that goes on the back. The other question is, do I build the Wrath of Khan version, the Undiscovered Country version? Yeah, there's lots of different versions of this. Slightly different markings, that's all, different colors. Or do I build the Star Trek 1 version, the first movie? I don't think I'm going with the first movie version because then I couldn't use those decals. And I would have to get some lacquer paints and start learning how to lacquer paint like mad. But that's not what this one's about. So I'm probably going with Wrath of Khan or something like that. Anyhow, gonna get going. I need to check some photos and stuff and see where some more windows are. Gonna fix those holes. How do you fix the holes, you might ask? Abe's Epoxy Sculpt will fill in those holes pretty quickly and some light sanding afterwards. Once it's cured, I will be able to resand them. And there isn't too many I messed up. There's only a couple of them. Like right there, you can definitely tell I messed one of those up. The problem is that's on one of these panel lines, so that might be trouble. We will see with it. The other thing I need to do is I really need to cut these out. And hopefully that doesn't weaken the nacelles too much. I don't think it will. And the fun part about cutting those out is you take the handy drill and you drill around them. Lots of little holes. Sorry, probably off camera. No, I wasn't. Lots of little holes around here. Lots of little holes around here. Then I can actually cut it apart. I'm going to go ahead and remove them from the sprue as well. Okay? I also need to paint this stuff blue. The things that get blue, paint them blue really quickly. And paint the ones that are red, and so on and so forth. So that they are the right colors. Alright, I'm going to get at it. I'm going to work on the nacelles first because that doesn't require that I turn on a computer. I'll be back in a little bit. Alright, I'm going to do a zoom because I don't think you'll see it from where we are right now. And this white background is not helpful. So let me find, this is a quick way to do it, a blue background. Okay, now you can see what I'm doing here. What I'm doing is I am drilling a lot of holes along the edge of that nacelle. I've already cut this first part out along here. Once those holes are cut, I take my X-Acto knife, this guy, and I'm running it along the edges. And don't use a lot of force. You don't need to. After you do it for a little while, it starts cutting through. You want to slowly cut through. If you use too much force, you're going to gouge the outside edge, and then it's not going to be any good. Okay? Here on the engineering hole, I did misdrill a few holes. Kind of did that on purpose because I want to know how to fix them. I don't want to fix this, and I won't have to on the Akira, so I'm doing this carefully. Okay? So just getting that straight, I don't want to have to fix that. I did want to fix this. Works really well. It's taken me about 10 minutes to get this one done, maybe 5. Again, the Tamiya handy drill, wonderful, wonderful little tool for drilling holes in plastic models. All right, I'll be back in a little bit. Oh yeah, the files, because some of you might recognize Harbor Freight files. Once I get this cut out, I'm using the file along the edge to file it smooth. That's all, because the file's quicker than sandpaper. I don't have to have it perfect. I just have to watch the outside edge along here that I don't mar any of this. And I did a little bit right there. I chipped it just a little bit right there. Okay? If I bring it up close, this thing's horrible on macro mode. This camera doesn't ever want to focus on anything up close. Always far away. That's what we get for autofocus. I could put it on manual focus, but I'm not going to. Anyhow, I've got a little chip right there. It may be a problem, it may not. I'm going to wait until the plastic's in and evaluate that and see if I need to fix that. All right, I'll be back. I'm going to get this one cut out and get another one cut out, and I'll probably have to quit for tonight because I have limited time. All right, I'll show you the results when I'm done. All right, here's what it looks like when it's freshly cut out. I did nick the edge of it right there, which does not have me happy. And it looks like I nicked it over here a little bit. I'm going to have to do some filing on this. But you can see it cuts out fairly clean, and a little bit of filing cleans up it a lot. I might be able to repair that edge with some extra thin Tamiya cement. Just run it along there, and maybe that shaved spot will settle right back down. I'm going to try that and see if it works. I'll come back and let you guys know. Once the glass is off its sprue, I can test fit it and see if it works. But the thing is, well, I see how to paint it. Anyhow, yeah, I can pull the glass off, test fit it, and then see if it's working right, because there are alignment pins on the side, so this won't be hard to paint, even if I cut it off. All right, so I got that worked out. I'm going to go ahead and pull this, cut it, see how they work, the clear parts, see how they fit in there. I will be back and show you the end result. Okay, I've got this one done. The glass fits perfectly. I can see there's going to be some fun with that glass, but once it's painted blue, it should be fine. I also want to do a wash on the glass, and that detail is on, I don't know where that ribbing is. I got to figure out where that ribbing is. Oh, it's on the outside of the glass. That ribbing's on the outside of the glass, so I'll probably panel line it to give it some dark lines. Because if you look, the ship has dark lines in those, if I remember correctly. But both nacelles, the glass came out fitting pretty well. I've got a sprue cut mark on this one. I'm going to see if I can remove it. But I got the cutouts done. I've got Wrath of Khan loading, so I can watch it while I work and take a look at some of the windows on the ship. I'm going to bed right now. I don't know if I'm going to get to work on this tomorrow, so it might have to sit for a little while. We will see. But I got to patch the holes in these windows tomorrow, so I can see how to fix them. I'm not going to do it tonight. I think the Bondo putty might work better than Aves Epoxy Sculpt, simply because it's easier to work with. I don't like using Aves anymore. I used to be the king of Aves, but I don't like using it anymore for a couple of reasons. One, it cures up harder than the plastic, which when you're repairing misdrilled window holes, that isn't a bad thing. That's actually a good thing. But if you don't get it smoothed down correctly, you got a sanding mess on your hands. Because the Aves is harder than the plastic tends to sand away before the Aves does, and it causes issues. Okay? So, this is where I'm at. I'm going to quit for the night. I got a lot of holes cut, a lot of windows drilled. Tomorrow I hope to get up here. I'm going to try, but I don't have much time tomorrow. I've got a lot of other things I have to do. Tomorrow I'm going to try to get up here and paint everything blue that gets painted blue. I got to clean the spray booth. I'm going to videotape that because, well, some of you have asked how's the spray booth holding up, and I can show you it's holding up really well, actually. So I'm going to get going, get to bed, get a good night's sleep, do some work tomorrow in the garage, and then come up here. I'm getting near the end of my vacation time, so video making will slow down at that point because work starts coming into play, and family time comes in, and all sorts of other stuff comes in. Well, I will talk to all of you later, and have a good evening.